It's September 7th, 2021. All right, I walked on the boulevard. I call it the avenue, but the boulevard. And I was walking with my meteorologist umbrella, green and black for color, in my nondescript, no brand whatsoever other than Ace at the top of my hat. With the whatever this is. I don't have a name for it. I am wearing my braid today. I asked Linda to braid my hair. She said she would. I said, thank you. That's it. We're over it. For street credit. So, walking the boulevard, and I pointed out to several pedestrians as they walked, the large black spots. There are these large black spots, this color. They almost look like tar stick, TARSTICK, where you take like an oil rag or a like garage grease rag of some sort. It rubber bands to a like almost like a broomstick of sorts, or like a nightstick maybe, or a bobby club, whatever. So, and then you dip it in tar, and then you just polka dot the landscape. It's not bubble gum, although that's the name National Security gave to the guys that actually got some form or level of training. And so now I was walking, and I made mention of it. I stopped, at one point I stopped with a UPS man. Excuse me, I said, you have a truck. I said, you travel. He had a big United States of America flag. He was the same color as the gentleman that had the neutrino on the back of his calf yesterday, by the way. And I said to the gentleman with the flag on his UPS uniform, I said, can you do me a favor? I said, do you work Queens? He said, yes. I said, good. I said, I live here. I walk here. I only service here at the moment because I don't have access to travel. I said, but if you're in Queens, do you see these black spots? He said, yes. I said, there is an exorbitant amount of them in this one particular main street. I said, I don't know why. I said, but if I think of myself like an animal and this street is my habitat, I am actually an intelligent creature. I can speak and say, it looks like my habitat is not being cared for. There's something wrong with the environment. There's some kind of chicken pox or spots going on. Something's wrong. I was like, I don't have anybody to report it to, but I thought if you're traveling throughout New York City or Queens, if you could just keep an eye out for it and see if you notice it anywhere else, I would greatly appreciate it. I was like, I don't know what else to do. And he was like, no. He's like, I hear you. I'm like, all right. Done all that. And then I pointed out to a couple of other people. I said, just notice, I was like, there's an exorbitant amount of them up and down this particular main street. I've never really been anywhere else that's had the same thing. Then, as I walk back, I'm in front of the Verizon building. And all of a sudden, what works in a kitchen, in a Chinese, say tofu, TOFU, or like a Chinese restaurant in the local area, or a Korean barbecue in the local area, something that looks in that family of genetics, not my family, walks up to me with a hat this color and an emblem, huge emblem on it, says United States, big eagle, looks real official. But I'm gonna say maybe it's China, I don't know. And it says veteran, big letters on it, can't miss them. And I'm like, are you a veteran? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, great, come here. I was like, see these spots? And he's like, no. I go, what do you mean, no? You don't see the black spot on the sidewalk? And he's like, no. And I go, come here, look. And I put my foot down where it is. I was like, do you see that? He goes, oh, yeah. I go, great. Well, while you're here, Bell Boulevard is full of them. I was like, there's something wrong with the environment, and I have nobody to report it to. And he was like, I gotta go. And I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, right, great. Fuck you, asshole. Why is it that everything that calls itself a veteran or has insignia of a veteran is always not my lineage? Not my heritage, not my lineage, not royal by any standard. I mean, they are dumb, fucking useless, and imposters. So then I go to NYPD. Oh, this is the best. And I'm talking to the officer. I said, I want to let him know about the imposter, first of all. And I needed to let him know what I was talking to the imposter about. So I'm letting, on surveillance camera, I'm telling the NYPD Precinct 111, for lack of a better word, doorman or watchman at the front. And I'm like, I just want to let you know what I did, what I saw, what I was reporting on. I was like, again, if this is a habitat, like, you know, your car, if you see spots on it, somebody painted polka dots on your car, you'd notice, right? It'd be a sign of something weird. Right, well, there's spots all over our ground. I look for anomalies in the weather pattern that might or could affect our biology, and that could be signs of a greater, bigger issue. I was like, so what I noticed was our environment is showing signs of not only cracking and sidewalk popping and bubbles underneath the pavement. I was like, but also these black spots that looks like it has our sidewalks have disease. I was like, I know that that's an important feature. I was like, I'm just telling you on surveillance camera. I was like, and you're a uniformed officer. So all of a sudden, two other people walk up, and he like goes to breaks eye contact with me, opens the door, and then rolls his fucking eyes at me, at the women about me. Like, oh God, I got a live one here. Why are these fucking assholes employed with NYPD? Fucking execute them. I don't need fat, lazy, piece of shit assholes that can't get a fucking regular job, having a gun and some responsibility, and out in the city in charge of other people's family security. Seriously. You can't even stand there. I'm telling you a high amount of responsibility information. I don't have a National Weather Service. I even explained to him, I said, in 1980, Willard Scott, I said, I didn't know who he was either. I was like, until he died. They made mention of it. More importantly, it's the map. Now they have computer simulation. That's where the problem comes in. I couldn't even get that part out because he rolls his eyes and then like the conversation's over. I'm like, wow, dumb fucking useless human right there at work. This is what I have to rely on my whole entire fucking life. So then I'm like, right, now what do I do? Oh, right, well, if he doesn't want to hear about the weather and the environment, and I'm like, you know, here's the thing. I'm here out of respect because I have to tell someone. There's levels of liability in, like, law enforcement. I was like, and the fact that I can see these problems, and I'm trying to report it. There's no National Weather Service. There's no national anything to report into anymore. It's just a bunch of computer engineers that I don't have access to. Wouldn't even know what to call them. I was like, and I'm reporting to a uniformed officer, closest thing I got to like a service member. I was like, and you don't even want to hear it. I was like, so at least we're on surveillance. I told a human, I'm from alien knowledge elsewhere. I'm out. I was like, I've reported. So this way I get myself off the hook because I can't help myself that the people I'm responsible to like report to in chain of command are so dumb, fucking, and useless. That's really what I feel of humans. It's on surveillance camera just how fucking disgustingly, absurdly ignorant this fucking asshole was. And so now I'm like, now I saw that there's a guy by the name of SHEA. His face was non-discrete because it was a very blurry picture. I can't really it's pixelated. So I didn't get a crisp image. And like my working memory's not holding what he looks like. But I know that they referenced him this morning. SHEA said, and I think they call him commissioner at his level, I think. I can't even really remember that much into it, but because they didn't have it like embossed at the bottom. But he said that he's working with federal partners from New York City, and they have a good working partnership. I was like, phew, with a NYPD and back. I'm like, okay, great. One white guy, I have some confidence. So I'm trying to get like your officers on surveillance camera, give you a boost in the polls of we're not as dumb fucking and useless as we originally thought. Yeah, but we are, because the guy at the door was just as dumb fucking and useless as the rest of the fucking New Yorkers that everybody's taking advantage of. So now what do I do? Just curious. Because it's like Commissioner SHEA and my ass on the line, just saying. Where do I report? I don't have his phone number. He's not in my contacts. So I can't exactly report to him to ask him where I should be reporting into. So now, let's think about this. So that happened. So now I got a counterfeit possibility, and I've got a foreign national that I can't assimilate with. And I'm not, I mean, I tried to show him, I mean, he's a different genetic than I am, a different kind of white, the other white. Great. I showed him, and he's just like, and like, want to take off. Great. Okay, so I've got dumb, fucking, and useless comes in variety packs. I mean, like, I try to speak to your humans at all levels, and respectfully, might I add. I can't help that their instruments are just not intelligent enough to receive the message. I mean, like, I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, like, you don't want to hurt someone's feelings. You don't want to piss off an entire group of people. But it's like, what else do you want me to do? I know something. I'm trying to figure out who should be in receivership of this, like, gift and pearl of knowledge that can actually move in action to do something with it to save the rest of us. But I'm like hitting fucking brick wall everywhere I go. Doesn't matter what they fucking look like. They're all human and they're all dumb, fucking, and useless when it comes to New York. Fly them in, fly them out, doesn't fucking matter. It's just more fucking problems. It's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. For police precinct at NYPD, it's 111. And let's see, it is September 7th, 2021. It's Nicole Cataruza, and it's star 1978, star 8378. So I told a couple of all different colors, because I got everything on the Boulevard. Few white people, though. But I tried to stop with one white guy, skinny legs, but he had some branding on his black vest, so I thought maybe, and he had a dog, so I'm like, maybe. So I tried to tell him, he said bubblegum. I was like, that's what they keep trying to tell me, but I know better, right? So I hope he reports into wherever he's got someone special collecting information, because God only knows how that works. Actually, God doesn't even know. This is like one gigantic guessing game and one of the most disgusting, heinous, and scary operations with no backup and no help whatsoever. Yeah, so that was the extent of my morning thus far. What?